Hey there, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO Star Wars 2021 Advent Calendar. This is set number 75307, has 335 pieces, is rated for ages 6 and up, and will retail for $40 in the United States. Before we get into the review, I just want to say that I do have an unboxing and speed build of this Advent Calendar that you guys can check out with the link in the description. Alright, let's get started with the review. So basically, with these LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendars, you open up a flap at the back, which is sort of like a playmat, and it gives you access to the doors that you will find your minifigures and Miniballs in. And I'll show you that right now. So this is basically the Advent Calendar opened up with the Miniballs displayed. So how these doors work is basically you open them and you'll find a set of instructions on them. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the minifigure. Our first minifigure up is the generic Stormtrooper. There's nothing really special about this figure. There is some nice printing all around, and if you remove the helmet you will find a unique face. I don't really like the new helmet mold for these Stormtroopers. I think it is a bit big. However, I do wish that this was an incinerator trooper instead. I think that's what it's called, the one with the red markings from The Mandalorian, just so that we could get something exclusive, but this one isn't bad for the army. Our next character up is a Tusken Raider, and I think he looks pretty good. The printing all around is pretty well done in my opinion. However, the head mold is excellent, and I think is what I really like about this figure. It is very detailed and very accurate. It does match up to the Star Wars media quite well. Our next character up is the Scout Trooper, and I think he looks wonderful. There is fantastic printing running all around him there, and his helmet is very cool as well. It is dual molded and very detailed looking and very accurate to the Mandalorian, with the correct markings being there. And then underneath you'll find another unique head there. Here we have IG-11. Not much to say about this minifigure. If you wanted him in a cheaper set, here he comes. If you weren't able to afford the Razor Crest, that printed cylinder piece is nice, but overall, not much to say about him. Our first Christmas minifigure up here is Mando, and I think he looks very good in his Beskar armor. I really love the arm printing that they use. However, I think the scarf brings this minifigure to life. It is something unique and is a nice change from something that we've had in about 5 sets now. And under the helmet is just a black head, but overall I think this minifigure is fantastic. And lastly we have Christmas Grogu. I think this is probably the cutest LEGO Star Wars minifigure ever. He looks very cool in his Christmas jumper over there. There's such a cute little scarf down there. And they do use the same head mold and torso mold from the previous Grogu's, but I think he looks very cute in Christmas form. This is the character selection for this Advent Calendar. There's a total of 6 characters in this Advent Calendar, and I think LEGO did very well with the character choices and selections, although I do feel like we could have gotten a little bit more characters. I know people are going to want to see this, so here's the dynamic Christmas duo together. Next up we have probably the worst part of this Advent Calendar, and these are the weapon holders. I don't really like the weapon holders. I feel like they could have included more characters instead of these weapon holders, and yeah, I just don't really like them that much. I thought they had done away with weapon holders, but apparently not. They included some in the set, so that is kind of disappointing. I have divided up the Miniballs into 2 different categories. Category number 1 being Miniballs that are decent, you know, not great, not bad, and then the other category is for the Miniballs that are very good. So without further ado, let's get into it. These are the Miniballs that I think are okay. They're not great, but they're also not bad. So let's take a look at each one of them. Up first we have the X-Wing. Now there's nothing much going on here. It is pretty flimsy, but I do like the techniques that they use to get the engines in, and the spot of blue there for R2-D2, but mostly these Advent Calendar X-Wings aren't really that exciting. Next up we have the Slave One. Now there's nothing too bad about this Miniball, however it's not that good either. It is quite flimsy, And I don't like the use of brown at the back. I wish they had used dark red because it is the accurate color for the slave one. But you can position the wings in the orientation of the slave one, so you can see it's landed mode, and you can put them up for flight mode. Overall, not too bad. Next up we have the targets. Now, there's nothing really bad about these, it's just that they're not great. They're just targets. There's nothing really too attractive about. Next up is the speeder bike. Now this isn't supposed to be that good, which is why I'm okay with it, but you can put the scout trooper in like that, and you can have him fly around the speeder, and there also is a pouch for Grogu, so not a bad build. Next up you have the E-Web Blaster. Now I don't think this is too good. I feel like the one in the AT-AT was a lot better, but it's not bad. You can take a stormtrooper, have him grab on to the handlebars there, take a turret, and you can fire it at the turret. Now, this is pretty good for play. It's not that great for display. Now these are all the builds that I think are great and I think LEGO did a great job with, so let's get into it. First up we have the Imperial Troop Transport. I really like the pieces this one uses, and I think the turret on top is pretty cool as well. Overall, I'd say it's pretty. Next up we have this ballista, and I think this is probably the best that LEGO could have done for a ballista in this scale. And you can take your Tusken Raider minifigure, have him grab the handlebars, you can take a target and have him fire at the target just like that. Pretty cool. Next up is the lava boat, and I think this one is very accurate to the scene. There is a nice micro astromech droid here, and then you can put characters in here, although it's not meant for normal minifigures. But yeah, I think it does look pretty good. I really like this TIE Fighter design. It is pretty cool. I really like how the wings are done and the shaping of it. Next is this probe droid. Now this isn't really a mini build and it isn't really a minifigure, so kind of something in between, but I think it is pretty cool looking around, and it did come out of the 18th of December, which is my birthday. Up next we have the Moff Gideon's Cruiser, and I think this one is very sleek and there are hardly any studs showing. It is very accurate to the in-universe model, and I think will go well next to the bigger model of this if you have it. Here we have Mythrol's Landspeeder, and I think this is an excellent mini build. There are some very nice engines at the back. There's a very nice flushed out cockpit area here, and the front of it looks pretty good as well. I really want a place scale version of this, maybe as a LEGO set in 2022, and it should come with a Mythrol minifigure. Just throwing ideas out there. Next up we have the Bounty Hunter Fighter. I think it looks pretty good. I really like the colors on this one, and I think it would look great as one of those unique LEGO sets. Here we have the Razor Crest, and I think this is a must-have in a Mandalorian themed advent calendar. I really like how this one turned out, and I think it would go very nicely next to the bigger version of the Razor Crest. And lastly, I think is what a lot of people bought the advent calendar for, and that is the first ever edition of Grogu's pram in minifigure scale. It can indeed fit Grogu inside over here, and he does look very cute inside there. I really like the shaping of this one. I'm glad they got it nice and round over there. So overall, this is probably one of my favorite builds on the set. Overall, I think this is one of the best advent calendars that we've ever had. I really like that it is based entirely on the Mandalorian, and it does have pretty cool builds in it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.